this week? I mean, with the whole Russia thing.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really?
Also interesting to remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
He could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think, and that is our job.
Yeah.
At this moment in history, as we're looking at efforts across the country to prevent people from being able to exercise their fundamental rights,
Jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says that he's going to bring all these jobs back, well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, what magic wand do you have? How exactly?
What was that? Oh, Mr. Science. Oh, I gotta figure him out.
Get it? Why is he always sneaking in here?
He's always sneaking in. Oh, what's going on now?
Now it's NATO. Whoa, hey.
Oh,
who was that?
oh.
Kiev chicken.
Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Kiev chicken sales are up.
Okay, there we go. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to show number 7.
7.
Lucky number.
7.
Lucky number 7. You have a nice week there, Barnes. Oh, greetings to everybody watching and watching later. Hope you guys had a good week.
Yeah, I hope it was a good week. We moved my bed. That was cool.
Yeah, that was a fun mission there.
Fun mission.
So we got some moving in.
Got some moving.
You're getting closer to being
almost there.
Almost there.
Almost.
So yeah,
quite.
what else happened? Let's see. We moved your bed. We moved a couple other pieces of stuff.
Yeah, I made some more caverns, underwater caverns.
I got out some of the model making stuff myself.
What's that?
Said I got out some of the model making things myself this week. Yeah. I'm watching Ty's house, so I'm bored out of my mind. Not really, but, I'm always not bored, but
sure.
This is like extra special time to be bored and do stuff. So I'm like, I got the cameras out and I'm making a little miniature like we said we were gonna do with your stuff. So maybe I'm gonna have you come over and put some trees and shit in.
What is it, a diorama?
Yeah, I got like a little something going on some foam board, and
nice.
I'm gonna try and do some miniature filming maybe here soon before I'm out of Ties, because it's like a nice open space with good lighting.
Gotcha.
Lots of windows.
You want to take advantage of the space while you're there.
Natural light, really. It's like filming in here. You'd need a hell of a lot of lighting to make it look good.
I got a hell of a lot of lighting.
You got a hell of a lot?
Yeah.
When'd you get that?
The band.
Damn, it's hot. All right. Oh, we got some new shirts. That's another thing. Mars Rats shirts. We got, not that anybody gives a shit, but here's the Mars Rats logo. 3 color. Which way does this go? It's like a bull. Yeah. So we got one in the back. You can see I got a 1 color print on right now. So I'm sure they'll be on the website soon. They're pretty cool. What's going on, man?
I'm making arrangements for a delivery.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll just keep that to yourself.
I mean, it's legal.
All right. Well, so there's some shirts. Like I was just saying, they're not on the website yet, but if anybody did want one, they'll be up there soon.
I got one. What do I got?
I don't know what the hell you're representing.
This is Mount Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
In Africa there. Tallest mountain in Africa. My mom climbed it. She got me a shirt.
Elon Musk from there?
No, he's from South Africa.
Oh, he's South Africa.
Yeah.
You were just talking about him?
Yeah, they were saying that he might buy Twitter or something. There's a rumor he might buy Twitter. I don't know how. I can't verify
how accurate that is, or if he's just throwing like some shit at the fan, just having some fun.
You know, he mentioned something about free speech being dead on Twitter.
free speech being dead on Twitter.
Or if it doesn't exist, or he questioned free
Well,
speech on Twitter.
I would say that's making
I
a
only
lot
caught
of
half the story.
that's probably making a lot of people's heads pop on Twitter. I would say because they'd be like, no, you know,
Right.
because they've done such a good job at stamping out and making it a safe space for
Yeah.
themselves.
I mean, it's
I've
a
never
shit
even
show.
been on Twitter.
Oh, I have. The band has a profile on Twitter.
What do you guys tweet about?
We don't.
Then what fucking good is it?
I don't know.
What good is it, man?
I don't know.
So yeah, we might talk about that a little more. Let's see. So what were you model making? Like
I am casting pieces out of plaster, and I am making a subterranean cavern. Like how caverns?
How Caverns.
Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah.
You been?
Yeah,
How Caverns?
sure.
It's cool.
It
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah,
I like it.
it's a big one.
I'd go back.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been to the one next door. I don't know if it's still open, but I heard it's like it's jankier, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd go check that out.
Hmm.
It's right next to the Oneida Museum, right?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
down the road.
Good old upstate New York.
We didn't. Riley's not on the show today.
No,
Unfortunately,
he
he
didn't
didn't make it. He was napping, and I just couldn't wake his old ass up. I was like, "Oh, you keep napping, dog. You look like you're enjoying life." And he was
He was in a life
He was,
enjoyer.
kicking his legs around, looking like he was running after some rabbits in a field in his dreams.
So he kept dreaming. Just let him dream.
Yeah, let him dream.
I saw some footage of an octopus dreaming.
Octopus have dreams.
But they think they might. Yeah.
I saw a video of a fish in a tank that had motion control. So wherever the fish pointed, the little remote control tank would go. So he's like he could wander around the house like a dog.
Oh, that's great.
And they were saying that they surprisingly the fish seems a lot smarter than they think.
Really?
That they give him credit for. Yeah, it was just a little goldfish.
And he's going.
It was like 3 seconds is what they think their memory it lasts all of 3 seconds.
That
But they
can't
were
be
like,
right.
clearly that's wrong because the fish could remember all kinds of shit.
Right. You would have to survive.
Little goldfish.
3-second memory. That doesn't make any sense.
So what did the octopus do when it was dreaming?
It was changing colors and fluctuating in texture. It was weird.
Wow.
Yeah, they're wild, man. They're really a fascinating animal, in my opinion. Yeah.
What's the plural? Octopi?
Octopi.
Papyrus?
Octopuses.
Octopuses. It's like that.
Papyra. Octopi.
I've been drinking chaga tea all week long.
Yeah?
I got out of the woods myself. Yeah. It's really, really good.
Nice.
Pretty good stuff for detox, supposedly. You're drinking
Stewart's Cappuccino.
Stewart's Cappuccino, everyone. Stewart's, hit them up with a sponsorship.
Seriously. When is the time? I'm due.
Get you a Stewart's baseball cap, Stewart's shirt.
I've been on the Stewart's Cappuccino diet. It's been working pretty
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, do we, like, put a little protein shake in there? Or?
I should, right? There's nothing in here but fat.
I had half and half with cereal the other day.
Oh, wow.
It was delicious because they left a bunch of half and half at the house, and I never, I always drink black coffee. That's it.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this half and half? So I looked up online, is it okay to eat with cereal? And they're like, hell yeah. People are like, yeah, you can cut it. You can go thick and just use the whole thing, but it's good. And I had it with honey oats, and it was about the best bowl of cereal I think I ever had.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It was like a dessert almost.
I'd have to say that's something I would be hesitant about trying.
Why is that?
It just seems like it would be nasty.
It's not. It's delicious. If you like desserts, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Cereal with half and half. You heard it here first.
That's right, people.
Let's see what else happened this week.
There was a lot of stuff.
Well, before, like personally, anything else personally?
Let me think.
I did a bunch. Go for
I
it.
got some new molds.
All right.
Yeah, I got some.
Spores, funguses, and molds.
No, I got some.
Oh, that's a
casting molds.
Ghostbusters joke.
Yeah. I got some pools. Little pools of water that I'm making.
Would you pour some colored epoxy into that?
Yeah, I'm not working that part. Yeah, I haven't done
Alright.
that part. But I just got them. I just got the mold. I got some cast and paint some up just to check them out. Looking forward to attaching those to some walls.
I did some 3D printing. I was going to bring some, but I was in such a rush I didn't. I got my 3D printer tweaked a little bit, so it's running again nice. And I was having issues with the Z-axis. It was loose. Something was loose on the bar that spins up the extruder. And I tightened it up. It's all back to working order. And I'm back printing stuff with highly successful rates again. And I can't wait to design something new.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah. I'd just been printing some older stuff that I had from last year. Actually, it was some stuff from Art Oh My. We did a project there last year, and I had done like this rendering of some other things that we were going to present to him. We never ended up presenting it to him, but who knows? Now that I got my printer working again, it might happen.
Nice. I'm afraid to own a 3D printer.
It's annoying when it's running, I'll tell you what, and it takes forever. I
It
mean,
does
I
take
get they're
forever,
getting
but-
faster now, but
Sure. I would buy too much stuff and be making too many things.
you just be buying the friggin' PLA by
Yeah.
the case, just running it, bah, 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 bah. And it is annoying sounding, so it's good to have an extra room to put it in because it's just like, it sounds like a fucking, what are those old little, like, the dot matrix fucking
Yeah,
printers.
right. They'll get better at that. Yeah, I think they have different ones. That don't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't have there's the resin printers, and then there's the FDM printers. I think that's it. That's what I have. But the resins are a little bit more quiet, I believe. And they're way more, the resolution's better.
Right. I remember when those first came out, they said that's how we were going to beat China. I was like, whoa.
They were wrong.
Well, yeah, they were
China just started making all the 3D
the
printers.
parts. That's it.
But I come to find out 3D printers have been around for fucking 50 years or more.
I didn't
You
know
know, they've been like GM's had them, and all the big companies have had this technology forever. And it's
Really?
like just filtered down to the people. I think it's more than 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the stuff you never heard of until
No.
they're like, okay, let the poor people have it. Or just, the tech
Sure.
came down so much that it was affordable.
Right.
Otherwise, you had to be like some CEO's son of like, oh, daddy, could I go play with the $1 million printer?
Right. Yeah, I know I'm going to get one. I'm just
Yeah, let's do it,
afraid of
man.
I don't want to do it.
I'll help you pick one out.
Damn it. See, this is how it starts.
That's a good thing. Get your feet wet. And then I'll get Blender on your computer, and I'll show you how to fucking blend. It's so much fun.
I'm sure it
You
is.
can get lost in there, especially with some of the cool tools you can like download as add-ons. I mean, some of my friends use SketchUp, which is it was a Yahoo, I think, at first, or maybe it was Google. I forget, but it's a 3D program that's pretty easy to use, user-friendly.
Mhm.
Blender is not user-friendly. So
That's an old one, right?
It's an old one, but it's free, and it's getting bigger. It's like it rivals like Maya and 3D Max
Right.
as far as some of its
Maya's
capabilities.
still around, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
But it's it's a learning curve, but it's fast once you get it down.
Right.
It's not intuitive, but it's like abstract intuitive. It's like once you get your brain wrapped around it, it's all one hand on the keyboard, one hand on the mouse.
I'm a hands-on guy,
Well, they got these other controllers you can get too. You can use a pad. I got my pen, whatever the fuck they call them, the stylus, or like you draw on the pad. Can't believe I'm flaking on it, but like Intuos makes all the pads, and but anyways, you can do sculpting with those.
Right.
So it's like you have a piece of clay in front of you, and then you get this 3D mouse which you can roll around and spin around. So it's like you're holding the object in the
Right,
computer, and then you can just like use this as like a carving knife. You're just chipping away.
with you, that might be more up my alley.
Yeah.
I saw this guy who was taking a one of those pens, those 3D printing pens,
Those are sick.
and he was going around his town and he was repairing everything.
I think I saw that. That was in the algorithm for sure then, because he was like repairing holes and stuff.
Yeah, potholes and chips in walls, whatever, missing bricks.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those things.
Concrete.
Those I got one for my niece like 3 years ago for Christmas or something, and I don't know if she's using it or not, but I was blown away. I was like, it really, you got to be going slow because the plastic doesn't dry fast.
Right.
So you can extrude a line, but then you gotta wait a second to just let it chill before you move on your next axis. So I can see how you got to have a little bit of patience to use those. But you see, like, the dudes doing the Eiffel Towers with those things and shit.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Pretty cool.
Completely amazing. Been a pretty heavy news week, I'd have to say. Even though I've been actively trying not to pay attention to the news, I have a shit ton of news to talk about.
All right, let's get into it.
How about Biden saying, "Well, you'll see when you're there."
What was that all about?
He was in Poland talking to troops, and he's like, "The people in Ukraine, they got grit, they're tough," and he's like, "You'll see it when you're there. I mean, if you've been there," and it's like he slipped up, basically telling them, "Oh, you guys are headed there. You just don't know it yet."
Just don't know it yet.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
yeah, he just can't keep his mouth shut.
He took questions about the campaign there, which
Yeah.
he shouldn't have done. I mean,
I didn't know that was even a stink, but I imagine it's
just-
everything's stinky now.
well, it's just something in protocol that we don't usually do. When we're overseas on foreign soil, we don't usually talk about the U.S. campaign. I mean, they can ask, but
Yeah, it's taboo. Yeah.
yeah, you're supposed to redirect back to why you're there, like why the actual people there are there.
Let's focus on your country, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's not
we're
about
here-
me. It's about you.
Right, we're here for this reason, not to promote myself running. He said New World Order. I heard.
He said that a few times now, I guess. Yeah.
And he liked to.
If you don't
Believe
believe it, you got to better start believing it. It's just getting thrown around way too much.
Yeah, he mentioned New World Order. a
New
couple times.
World Order.
Ministry.
Biden also says food shortages are going to be real.
Yeah, I saw that. He talked about famine even. What?
Guys, it's fucking, I don't know what's going
You know,
on.
it's
All
funny.
I can see is it's pre-programming for what's gonna come. They're trying to, do
Well, the
some
first thing I
gnarly
thought of was the Holodomor, right? You know what that was?
Texas Hold'em.
No, the Holodomor was a.
How's that spelled?
It's spelled like Holocaust, but more.
Okay, Hold'em. I got you.
And I might not even be pronouncing it right. I haven't looked it up in a while.
It's okay.
But that was
We're not smart.
right. That was the Holodomor was a manufactured famine in the Ukraine. I think in the 1930s, and they were selling. It got so bad, people were selling human meat and shit. It was bad. The Holodomor.
Voldemort.
I gotta look it up
Voldemort?
now. Holodomor. I think it was the Holodomor.
So,
it was
so you're saying if you mentioned famine, we're starting to talk cannibalism,
well, that's where the Holodomor went.
right? That's not good. That's not good, friends.
Let's see. Wikipedia says the Holodomor, also known as the Terror Famine of the Great Famine, was a famine in Soviet Ukraine from 1932 to 1933 that killed millions of Ukrainians.
Jeez.
It was manufactured. Yeah, it's
Like
kinda-
all wars.
Well, no, it's a famine. It's kind of like in China when they were telling the Chinese farmers to. I think they were telling the farmers to beat the sparrows away, right?
What the fuck?
There was like
Beat the sparrows away?
Yeah.
Was this like on a poster?
It was like some kind of bird. Yeah, they were chasing birds away, and then once they chased the birds away, seeds weren't spreading as far. And I gotta
Okay.
look that up. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, how about Friday at NATO? Biden, in an address to of NATO, He says, if Russia uses chemical weapons, we will respond in kind.
Well, the use of chemical weapons is a war crime. So it doesn't matter if you're responding.
It's still a war crime.
It's still a war crime. So just because somebody else does.
That's the old saying, two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly. So it's still a war crime, even if you're responding. I don't predict that the Russians will use.
That sounds to me
weapons.
like false flag shit.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. There was rumors about the Syrians or Assad using chemical weapons on his own people, but then once they found
that was bullshit. It was a wag the dogs type of situation.
We did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we made fake videos about it. And
right, and then they dug up the things, and they're like, these are American.
Mm-hmm. People, man. People. We got to pay attention. We got to pay attention to what's going on. Don't follow the news blindly.
Another thing that this is last week's talking point, but they were talking about, the Soviets or the Russians were going to use the Soviet-era chemical weapons that they found in Ukraine. And that doesn't make any sense because they already have those weapons if they were Soviet-era weapons. And the Russians have spent more money on defense since the Soviet era. I'm skeptical about any use of chemical weapons.
Well, that what you just said about the chemical weapons and them trying to blame it on Russia, like what they were saying last week.
Right.
Now this comes to a little later bullet down here, which we'll get to, I'm sure, maybe again, or we'll just talk about it now. But the laptop from hell has got more Burisma stuff coming out, showing like Hunter was in cahoots with some of the chemical manufacturing plants, or the bioweapon facilities.
Right.
That's what some of the money was being
used towards. Right.
Used with, or was flowing towards and with. It was all part of that. I don't know if that's true. I have seen reports on it, though.
Well, Valerie Newland, right? She was...
You're right. Yeah, we were talking about that 2-3 weeks ago.
Working for the Secretary of State. And I think it was either Clinton or Kerry at the time. I think it was Clinton, though. 2014 or so. 13, around then. Valerie Newland, anyway. She said that we had chemical places in Ukraine.
She was the one that confirmed it.
Yeah, she was...
2 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago.
Well, she did it, 8 years ago as well.
But she was just on the hot seat the other week with friggin' Little Marco
and
and fessed up to it.
I think about Burisma. I'm not sure how much. This is something that I recently found out. Is that it was either the CEO or the founder. I can't remember. Allegedly, is alleged now. Alleged. I didn't have time to check it out. But they were a big donor to a lot of far-right groups in Ukraine, and they also funded the founding of the political party that Zelensky belongs to.
Wow. Playing both sides? Oh, no, playing one side.
One side, yeah.
I don't know if it's this is something I should have looked up, but I did see it was like
because I started to think, what's this
I will
war
look
about?
it up now.
And so I went to the go-to energy. It's about oil, gas. And then I looked into that, and I started to hear that. I didn't have time to check it out further, but I started to hear that he was a Nazi or something.
That's a hard story to track because you get into it and you're like, all right, is it just one? Or is it just like, the Azov and the friggin' other couple?
Oh, there's the right sector, Ukrainian Patriots.
The right sector, yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
It's like how much of this is going on over there?
Well, Oliver Stone warned about it.
I still haven't watched that. I know we talked about it last week. I fucking totally flaked.
Yeah, he warned about it. There was a lot of shady shit. Like, the governor of Ukraine was a guy who he was a Georgian who had a coup d'etat in Georgia and then became the head of the Georgian government, got ousted, and ended up being governor of Odessa, which is the biggest port city on the Black Sea in Ukraine, right? So that is just shady, and Oliver Stone, he interviewed Putin about that, and he was just like, that's just so disrespectful to the Ukrainian people that this outsider comes in, and he resigned as his Georgian citizenship and accepted Ukrainian citizenship right before he accepted the governor of Odessa. And if he was an American governor, he'd be getting paid more from the state. He got a yearly check of $200,000. He'd be getting paid more than any other governor in the United States. He'd be at number one. More than the other 60 whatever governor. People think we only have 50 governors. We have territories. So the other 56 or 60 governors, he gets paid more than them.
What about the sanctions of the oligarchs and all these people of these Russian
right
millionaires or billionaires, whatever, but the one I think it was Jen was asked about the one that gave money to the Biden to Hunter, if they're going to sanction her, and she was like, "Oh, I can't answer that."
Right. Well, the mayor of Moscow's wife gave Hunter
Biden
$3 million,
3.8 or something million
like that. I heard that in like 2018.
Yeah, it was a while back.
But
it's like, okay, you're sanctioning all these other Russians, why not her?
Right. Another thing about the sanctions is now
it's because she's a friend of the family.
Probably, yeah.
That was my Biden impersonation when he whispers into the
He
microphone.
got asked about sanctions and if they were working as a deterrent, and then he backtracked and said that they were never a deterrent. And then, if you go back a week and watch it,
it's a clown show. I know.
Yeah,
it's a
he's
clown
talking about
show.
they were a deterrent.
It's a damn clown show.
Yeah, the problem, there's obviously a lot of problems with sanctions.
Yeah, like look at what's going on with gas prices.
And Russians, the Russians that are rich, they could afford to trade overseas. They can afford to travel overseas.
It ain't gonna hurt them none.
Right. Those, and we don't make anything. That's another problem, like with sanctions. So the only way.
You know what we make? Blood. That's
right.
our number one export right now.
Right.
Blood.
So if we're not
blood people,
means we have to force other people not to trade with Russia, which is difficult. On that note, though, the BRICS, I heard, made a lot of progress this week, and now they have the majority of the people underneath their financial system, economic system.
Really?
Well, yeah, they got China. That's a fourth of the planet or something.
Yeah.
They have India. So now
the dollar's over. So what you're saying?
Yeah, the petrodollar is looking like it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Russia's going to trade for their gas in rubles now.
Rubles.
Nothing we could do about that except go to war with them.
Nothing you could do.
But when Saddam got off the American petrodollar, and when
they killed him,
yeah, and when Gaddafi talked about
they killed him
getting off the petrodollar, they killed him.
No coinky dink that shit's going awry. So tying back into Mr. Biden and all his great leadership, what is there any other news on Mr. Joe, President Biden?
Let's see.
I think that's about it as far as I mean, sure, there's a ton more. He probably fell asleep and
who knows?
Friggin' snored at NATO and
Trudeau. There's some Trudeau news.
Oh yeah, you were just telling me that I didn't get to see this.
So
where is our good buddy? Hold on.
He had a meeting. He had a conference. Gave a speech to European Parliament, and nobody showed. And the few that did show reprimanded him and told him that he wasn't welcome in Europe and that he was a dictator, and that they're not going to deal with these kind of actions in Europe. there's a couple countries that really berated him in the EU, and
There it is.
he was
There.
told he wasn't welcome,
I need to get a new pad. This
which was
pad
something I
sucks.
thought I would never see. I never thought I'd see the Parliament of the EU telling
Yeah,
the
this
Canadian
guy.
Prime Minister that he's not welcome.
That's awesome. Is
Yeah.
there footage of that?
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to watch that.
I should have sent it to you. But
They were like, "Oh, you act like a dictator.
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't want nothing to do with you."
I know. You know, the one that I didn't know, I didn't actually. I had to read because it was in a different language, so I had to read the
Transcript.
transcript. But Czechoslovakia was one of the countries that really berated him.
They shit on him.
Right. And that
Nice.
wasn't even the hardest one. The other one, I didn't catch what country they were from, but she spoke English in a pretty,
So in today's terms, they were
What?
clapping back at Trudeau.
yeah.
They're like, "You're a dictator."
Yes. Yes. Yeah. They told me he wasn't welcome there. Which
Get out.
it was pretty
get
strong language.
Out.
I was just really surprised. You know,
What do you think about the clapback? I think that's the dumbest thing ever to talk like that, and to even have like an emoji about it.
I don't know anybody who really does that.
No, you've never seen it in action.
I might know some girls who do it. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's mainly girls.
I don't know any. None of my friends.
So when they
do
feel like they're
that.
totally 100% right and moral, and they just can't take you talking back to them, they got to clap over top of you.
Oh, is that what it
The
is?
clap back.
Yeah, I don't. You know,
Yeah.
those kind of things don't really come up that often in my world.
Good for you.
People clapping at me.
Like a seal.
Like a seal. Yeah.
That's I'm gonna put that in my head every time somebody does a clap back. That's all I'm gonna be like, "You're a seal."
But yeah, that was surprising to see Trudeau getting shut down.
I can't wait to watch that footage. I can't wait. Maybe I'll have that for next week.
we
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna do all kinds of stuff. You wait and see.
You know, it's just so crazy that they suspended the truckers.
Money. There's still
Money.
one of the guys in jail. I don't know if he's gotten out yet.
Right.
No rights. They're like, "Fuck you, man. You get no rights."
All right, but they
We
did
take
that
your
to,
money.
They did that to the truckers, but not to anybody else that's ever committed a crime in Canada. Or not that the truckers committed a crime, but I'm just saying there was people on the Epstein list that were Canadian. Their funds didn't get frozen. You know,
It was just a soft test, beta test for let's get this friggin' new world order going, baby.
and see, this is the crazy thing about complete electronic currency is that they can just turn it off. They can,
Yeah, it makes a real good idea, doesn't it? To have all your money like in the hands of somebody to tell once it says shut up, they'll just say that dude's done.
Done. Can't spend money now.
What's he gonna do? Go live in a box?
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's scary.
Everybody loves it though. You know why? You know why they love it?
Totalitarianism.
It's so convenient. It's
Well,
so
yeah.
convenient. Oh
That's what
God.
I mean. Then that's the same excuse like they use for the.
Siri, wipe my ass. Wipe my ass, Siri.
The Thruway in New York right now has a
I haven't got much sleep, folks. So if I'm acting abnormal, deal with it.
so in New York, if you want to use the Thruway, you have to use electronic currency, or you either have to send money in the mail, get a money order, or go to the DMV or whatever. I guess it'd be transportation.
I guess you can buy them. You can buy them right in like grocery stores now too. The Easy Pass things, like for $12 or $16, and then you just take it home and sign in.
Right. So now I still have to go through somebody else in order to pay the state.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's
and they can
bullshit.
track wherever you are now too. Like if you're
Right.
using the Thruway, they know you were on that motherfucker.
Yeah. Exactly. Or at least your
Or
car
whatever
was.
bridge you crossed. Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. I mean,
Now
the
this
cl-
stuff was all supposed to be paid for by now, and it was supposed to go straight to education.
I think it was like 93 or 95. There was the New York
Thruway.
State Thruway was supposed to turn to a regular non-tolled road.
non-toll. Right. It was supposed to go to education. That never
And
happened.
people just don't get it. You know, it's just because what happens is this is called the slow cook. I like to call it with me and my friends, or whatever. It's like you're just being over the generation. It's like the generation
Right.
forgets what the deal was.
Right.
And then they just impose a new law on the next generation who forgot. Like when the Thruway was built, they promised all the people, hey, if you chip in money and pay these tolls, it will be free for your kids.
Yeah, this money will go towards education.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being a frog in a slowly boiling pot.
That's what they say, yes.
I mean, they did that with Lotto as well. You know, Lotto was supposed to go to education. It never does.
Dude, it's just crazy.
Now, one thing about the gas.
A lot of
thing,
money we make
right
in
now,
America.
gas prices are supposed to pay for the roads, right? Partially.
Yeah.
If they do away with gas, what are we going to tax to get the roads fixed?
I don't know.
They're going to tax electricity more? Probably.
Probably tax you breathing and drinking water.
That's coming down. That's coming.
That'll be here soon enough.
It
Your
seems-
kids
it
are
seems
going to pay to
laughable
drink
now,
water.
But
You heard it here first. So yeah, that's a bunch of fucking, nonsense with all the giving away your rights because things are just convenient. I don't have to think about it.
right.
I can just swipe my phone.
The technology has changed since 1776. Well, rights haven't.
Yeah, exactly. Rights should be, what was it? Somebody was like, I can't remember. It was something about how expensive things are, and you think things are expensive now. It's like wait until your freedom's gone, and then see
Right.
how expensive life is.
Right. You know, a lot of people don't understand that.
Not that
some
we're
of these rights,
free, but
no, but we have God-given rights or universally given rights, which some people would rather hear. I don't give a shit what they call them, but they come from beyond. They don't come from a man, is what I'm saying, or a woman, or whatever you identify as. But they don't come from a human being, right? They're innate when you're born, right, in America.
Well, yes, it's debatable as well. I mean, there's like I was just heard someone talking about how like they've gotten to a debate with a hardcore religious extremist Muslim, and they're like, "Whoop, why do you think they're born with rights? Who cares? They got the answer in their book."
Mm-hmm.
Same with probably like extremists from any religion. They're like, whatever you're saying is bullshit because I already got the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Not all people think the same as far as that.
Right.
But to me, I agree with you as far as like, if we all just came out of thin air, nobody can fucking, you got a book, but you can't prove shit.
Sure.
It's like, so to me, it's like we're all born into whatever this existence is, and we should have a goddamn right to exist.
Right. You have a right to exist.
Yeah.
Basically. And like some of them, like free speech, like the open social discourse is how we determine what we should make laws by getting to talk to people and knowing where their perspective is. And they have to be able to free to express themselves in order to get to a solution that everyone is agreeable to everyone. Politics is largely a compromise. That's completely gone now. People have totally forgotten that it's a compromise.
Crazy. Like, and this has happened, like I remember, well, continue your thought because I could go on a whole tangent with that.
And like the responsibility of government is basically, if I was to break it down to its simple things so that like grandma can walk down the street safely and not worried about getting harassed or robbed or beaten up or killed or worse. So that the most vulnerable amongst our society can go about their lives and live their lives the way that they see fit to be free.
Well, that was not someone was saying on a podcast I watched the other day that it was like the whole idea of a federal army was like it had like crazy friggin' people against it because it was like the money it takes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we'll just take care of ourselves. We got our own militia and our own friends we got our own army. We don't need a federal fucking army.
They were against the federal army.
Yeah. So it's like those type of things. The federal government has turned into a monster compared to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, by 1812 though, I think most of those, I'm not sure. I'd have to do more, but I do know that the War of 1812 did change some
Perspectives
on the federal army.
Oh, all right. Well,
They mean they burnt down D.C. Fucking Canadians. We're
so
watching you.
what I was going to say, too, about when you were talking about government's supposed to be a compromise, it was like it's only been in the past, our lifetimes, really, where we've seen we turned into England or like where there's like no compromise. It's like we're getting close to where there's going to be people fighting on the Senate floor, like throwing fists. Where
Yeah.
we've always been like, what the hell's going on over there? These people are like duking it out.
In Parliament, yeah. Screaming at each other.
And you're like,
happened.
and they never get anything done. That was
It's,
the other thing. It was like totally.
I love how, like, in English Parliament, they all address each other with these titles. And I can't remember what. It's something like the right good gentleman or something. And then they berate the person.
This is to the right good gentleman. You're a piece of shit.
Basically. Blows my mind. I'm like, all right.
I guess you can. There's this
Whoa.
this sponsor that I forget who it is. But he's on another podcast, and the dude, you can like pay money and become a lord.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You gonna do that? You gonna
No.
be Lord Barnacott?
No.
Why not?
I'm Irish.
You're fine not being a lord.
Well, that's that thing is you can buy a square foot of land in Scotland, and according to Scottish law, now Scotland, a lot of people don't understand, is its own country. It's just part of the nation of United Kingdom. But in Scotland, if you own land, you're legally a lord. So they've been
Somebody bought a bunch of land and they're just selling it little by little piece.
little by little piece, and they're planting trees in your name.
And you can have a title, a lord.
They'll send you a title.
Or there's a couple different ones I think you can get.
They'll send you a title of lord. I wouldn't. No.
Why?
I'm a Gorman.
And
which my family in Ireland has title already.
so are you a lord already?
No.
Well, you better get on that, man.
But I wouldn't go to the Scots.
Yeah, okay. You don't like them. All right, I
it's
get
not that I don't like them.
You don't fucking like them.
I never said that. I never said I didn't like the Scots. They have their own thing. I'm an American, Irish, German, mutt.
We got to make up our titles for
I
ourselves.
got some Anglo in me too. I'm
Mutt.
sure.
There we go. That's our title, huh?
Well, I am
This is how would we put that mutt into like a
I don't know.
title style name?
And the Barnacotts, they, part of them were English, and they started a town in England. They were also Hessian from Germany.
I was thinking about some of the stuff I got in me the other day, and the three best drinkers: Native American, German, and Irish.
I'm sure a lot of the Eastern European countries would want to
Disagree? Yeah.
The vodka drinkers, you know who they are.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I got any Russian or Eastern European.
The Slavs drink a lot of vodka. Poland.
The Slavs. So where are we at? What are we doing now? What time we got? We're close to 45 minutes in. We're doing all right.
We got this Anderson Cooper interview, huh?
I mean, I watched a little bit of it. It looked ridiculous to me. I don't know if there's been anybody digging up on it.
I didn't watch it, but I did see part of it come by in my feed somewhere, and I was like, why the fuck is this guy wearing a helmet?
Anderson Cooper interviewing a Ukrainian fighter pilot, and it looks like the dude's wearing a helmet.
He's got his helmet on.
Some shitty, like...
It's from Top Gun or something.
It wasn't even that good a quality of a helmet. It looked like it was a fake prop from, like, the high school or, like, the college fucking movie set.
And then he's got this beard. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not criticizing for having a beard, but as far as I understood, you have to wear an oxygen mask
when you're a fighter pilot,
and that has to be a SEAL, right?
Right. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not going to be efficient.
It's not going to be efficient, right? And so, if you have a beard, it's hair between you and that seal of your skin. I mean, I'm not.
I wonder if there is a code. I wonder if there is a code for fighter pilots that they have to be clean shaven. I imagine there is.
In the United States, probably.
Who knows about Ukraine?
Who knows about Ukraine or in the middle of a war? I mean, protocol kind of goes.
Yeah, it goes out the door.
Goes out the door in the middle of a war.
But
my thing is that where are these people taking off from? I thought the Russians destroyed all the
airports. Yeah, and airfields. Well, to me, just Anderson Cooper interviewing a fake Ukraine pilot doesn't strike me as odd in the least, because Anderson's been had a bunch of times because he's just so desperate to be like a news guy.
A news guy, yeah. He wants to be that really bad. He does.
He wants to be the Walter Cronkite of
his
generation, but it's not gonna happen.
Oh, no way. He's a Vanderbilt.
He's a mutt.
His mom is Gloria Vanderbilt. Well, was. She's passed away now.
But yeah, I just think that was a hilarious story. That it wasn't even the story. The words the guy was saying too didn't even hardly make any sense. So it looked like he was trolling Anderson.
It did kind of, right?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever. That's the news, though, you know.
That's the news we live in now. Just propaganda after propaganda. Okay, here's another story out of Ukraine that supposedly some of the soldiers that are volunteering to go and fight in Ukraine, they're not even soldiers. They're just dummies that are like,
sure,
they're running towards the conflict thinking they're going to be a hero.
Right.
They're getting people killed by snapping pictures and sharing it on social media, revealing their geolocation.
Right.
And
they can get bombed.
And then they're getting bombed.
Right.
Because they're trying to look cool on social media,
right.
Get the chicks.
Virtue signaling.
Virtue signaling, as they say nowadays. So I think that's fucked up. That sucks. The war's bad enough, but you got to be a real idiot to go into war and then be like, I'm going to post this. I'm going to take a picture where, you're just so dumb. You don't even realize
right.
Anybody could find out where you are because you just took a picture with a smartphone.
That's dumb. Yeah. Dumb.
My
thing is, if NATO is not going to interfere, and I don't think we should we still be encouraging the Ukrainians to resist if they can't win? I mean, Zelensky himself has said, at one time he said, that he couldn't win without NATO interference, at least in the skies. So if we're not going to do that for him, then should they continue to resist? Or should they be looking for any peace they can get, surrender whoever they can? One thing I did notice, though, about this is that the Russians haven't completed the search of enemy air defenses yet. And I think part of that is because some of them are so small and mobile. Usually that's the first step you do. You go in, you wipe out the enemy's air defenses.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you find them, you destroy them. It's called seed and dead.
Okay.
Search out enemy air defenses, destroy enemy air defenses. And it seems that the Russians aren't going to do that. It seems like they're just going to rely on their their army and navy to do it. It's mostly their army.
I have heard this. I haven't really looked into it because, like I said, I haven't been following the news, but I've been hearing now the rumblings of that, like where Putin is playing a very different game than they expected.
Oh yeah,
because when we went into Iraq, they were saying by day 2 we already dropped like twice as many bombs and smoked out used up twice as much munitions as Vladimir has used to this day.
Sure, and that seems
that was a shock. Was that shock and awe? No, that wasn't shock and awe. That was way back. That was Iraq. That was fucking the Desert Storm.
Iraq had shock and awe. We've been there a few times.
Yeah, but it was Junior that used the specific term shock and awe.
Okay.
But Bush Senior, it was just Desert Storm.
Right. Right. There was Desert Storm.
And then shock and awe was for going into Iraq. That's what all the news channels were running as their.
That was the coalition, the willing.
Yes.
That was the end of the UN.
But like I said,
UN ended over
Desert
that.
Storm was, yellow cake uranium. We just they got the weapons of mass destruction.
No, Desert Storm was free Kuwait.
Kuwait, the oil fields.
Free Kuwait. Drive Iraq out of Kuwait. Yeah. And then we were going to keep going, and then we decided not to, but Bush Sr.
What the
encouraged.
fuck was I just saying?
All you did is mix up Desert Storm and Coalition of the Willing. We've been there like 3 times.
Right.
In our lifetime. But Shock and Awe was in 2003 is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Which is different than other strategies.
But what I'm trying to say, though, is when we were doing war crimes, we did it a lot better.
Yeah.
I
mean, it seems obvious.
Not that I'm saying that,
we know that the Russians...
We, as a general people, did that, but our leaders did.
Right. We know that the Russians can level all of the Ukrainian cities without any air support, right?
Mm-hmm. But they're not doing it.
But they're not doing it. So there must be a different objective than just
what is this angle that Vladimir is pulling? It's like he's like going in with pillow gloves so nobody can really come after him.
I saw here's something I caught was a Zelensky speech.
Okay.
And he was allegedly in Kiev at night, and he's out there, and the lighting looked a little bit off.
You're talking about the green screen stuff.
Oh yeah. But then I'm like, I can't see his breath. I don't see any noise. I don't hear any background noise, and nothing in the background is moving. And he was there at night. Now Kiev is, I don't know if you know where the Eye of Montreal is.
Mm-hmm.
It's way up there. Like, it's way north. Now, I understand Europe has different weather than we do. But still, you should have been able to see his breath at least. I looked up the temperature. It was in the 40s. So, I mean, you should be able to see the breath,
Well, are you, like, asking the question, was it a green screen?
Basically,
Well, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. It was pretty... And why they're doing it, who the fuck knows?
Who knows? I mean, hide his location, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah. Could be smart to do that. Okay, well, unless you come up with any other Ukrainian shit, let's move on to...
I noticed that there's a lot of merchandise suddenly.
Ukrainian merchandise?
Yes. Like, you name it. You name something.
Well, people are stupid. That's why, and they'll buy anything.
It's like a new movie has come out, and this is the merch for it. Like, I've seen bumper stickers. I saw a back of a truck decal.
You know what piece of merch I want?
What?
That they printed probably who knows how many fucking thousands of and didn't come out was the Madam President Time magazine. I would love to get my hands on that.
That'd be a good one. She's had some week, huh?
What'd she do?
She got COVID.
Bill got COVID too?
I don't think Bill got COVID.
Billy get COVID?
I don't think he did.
To Jeffries?
I don't think he did. She got COVID. She's getting sued.
Yeah, I got that story right here. Getting sued by Trump in a RICO suit.
In a RICO suit, yeah.
RICO.
That's organized crime.
Yeah. President Trump filed a federal RICO suit in Miami, Florida, Thursday against Hillary Clinton and others over the Russian collusion hoax orchestrated by the Clinton campaign in 2016 to undermine Trump's candidacy and derail his presidency. He's asking for damages and expenses more than $24 million. That seems kind of on the low ball side.
It does, but it's a civil suit, so he can bring in all kinds of.
You want to hear the plaintiff? Oh, I mean the defendants. He's got Hillary, the Democratic National Committee, DNC Services Corporation, Perkins Coie, Michael Sussman,
right, her lawyer,
Debbie Wasserman Schultz,
head of the DNC.
Mark Elias,
I'm not sure who that is.
Charles Halliday Dolan Jr., Jake Sullivan, John Podesta,
Podesta.
Robert E. Mook, Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, Peter Fritsch.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of Orbis Business Intelligence, Ltd, Christopher Steele, Igor Danchenko, Neurostar, Rodney Jaffe, James Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Kevin Kleinsmith, Andrew McCabe, and some other stuff, I guess, here.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that. And who knows? Do you think maybe that this is in coordination with what that other guy's doing there? The
John Durham?
The Durham investigation? You think
Yeah,
they got
so.
some shit on him? So it's going to come out, and then it's going to be like, yeah, you can give him his money.
I think so, yeah.
Mm.
John Durham, the private
Going to smoke him out.
special investigator.
I can't wait to hear the
Federal
defenses
investigator.
from the people that are like totally brainwashed.
It's a long investigation. It's been going on since 2018.
Well, it's like, what was like, so what was the fucking thing?
October 8, 2018. He's been doing this investigation.
No, the other the investigation with Mr. Jowls, fucking.
Who's Mr. Jowls?
I'm just saying the who was it that they had to investigate the Russia hoax? Fucking former.
Rob Rosenstein.
No, the former. What is he? FBI or CIA? And he did the whole Russia friggin' investigation. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, he's going to...
Manafort?
No.
Oh, Manafort?
Yeah. It's,
Not Comey. You're not talking about, right?
No. It was everybody's hero there for like Robert Mueller.
The Mueller report. That's
the
right.
Mueller report. Everybody was like fucking singing songs about him and
Yeah, they did make songs.
making videos and dances like Robert Mueller. Awesome.
Right. That turned out.
Dude, the people are insane. People are insane.
But then he didn't just give them what they wanted.
No, and then they hated his guts.
And they hated his guts.
Yeah. And then they still go on saying, the Mueller report, though, he did expose it. And it's like, no, he didn't. Otherwise, why didn't he go to jail? Why didn't he bring up charges? Well, they got indictments on 8 or 9 people. And it's like, yeah, for what, though? Nothing to do with Russia.
They didn't follow through with it.
No, they got, like, what? They got the Manafort, like you said, for, like, tax evasion. And
Right.
they got fucking...
They have all the power to do that now if they were guilty.
They got all these mutts doing bad things. Of course, they're mutts and they did bad things, but it was nothing to do with Russia.
Right.
And it was just hilarious to see
The
all
meltdown.
the people dancing in the streets like, Mueller's my hero, making songs on the internet and doing videos. And it's like, you people are fucking whack.
Well, it's like the Hunter Biden laptop, which I know we're going to get into later.
The same shit. Yeah,
It-
different day. It's like they're saying, you're crazy. You think that's real?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
It's Russian. All the signs of Russia.
Yeah, Russian disinformation.
It's got all the
Russian
signs.
dis-
Fast forward 3 years. Here we are.
Yeah, yep.
I've seen that stuff allegedly off of it. It was shocking.
Yeah. It's the people who really love watching CNN got fucked in the
CNN's the
head.
worst.
They got fucked in the head.
Well, actually, MSNBC is the worst. But
Yeah, I would say MSNBC is the worst.
did Rachel Maddow ever come back? Is she still on?
I don't know what she's doing. I have no clue.
Is she a she? Are we allowed to?
I haven't heard that she's like went
I don't. I'm
in
just
any
asking.
direction. I mean, that's that's.
I don't know her pronouns. She seems like somebody who's.
I'm not a
conservative.
biologist.
All right. Oh yeah, we can get her hair.
I can't tell you what she is. I'm not a biologist, bro.
Mrs. Jackson. Is she married?
I don't know, dude. I don't know, but
I think she's married.
did you see? I mean, there's some killer fucking memes going on out there,
Yeah.
like about that Savage. There's
Savage memes.
the one where the girl's like she's soaking wet, going, "Is it raining?" And there's a guy looking back at her, going, "I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist."
She caught a lot of slack from that from gender studies people, because she mentioned she evoked biology into the conversation about defining a woman, and the gender studies group doesn't believe that biology plays a role in it.
Defining women.
Yeah, she was just scared to give an answer, it seemed. And so she gave biology as a cop-out, saying, I'm not a biologist. But then that backfired on her because...
Well, I feel like it's just a...
grift?
Well, I mean, I hate that word grift because it's like another one of these things that I've seen boiling up. It's like the pre-programming of your brain by social media, and it's like, all right, we're just going to spit this out there. So it's like when the time comes to actually talk about something, you're going to have this fucking word, or you're going to have this fucking way to describe it, which is the same thing as we're talking about here. The whole thought process behind this woman saying, I'm not a biologist, so I can't say. I was ranting about this 2-3 months ago. I saw this bubbling up where it's like, we're getting to the point where the left, if you're on the left, you can't, they won't accept anything you say unless you're a professional in that field. So it was like, I saw this woman talking about like structural integrity of a bridge in Catskill. And she was like, I'm worried. I don't know if it's good, or, it looks scary to me. And all these people were telling her to shut up. What do you think? You're an architect or an engineer? It's like, it's like you can't talk about a subject anymore. It's like without people attacking you because you're not a professional.
Right.
And it's even happened to me online. And I had the fun with it with one of our knucklehead friends who's totally brainwashed. He doesn't realize it, but he was like,
Isn't that how brainwash works?
yeah, you don't know you're fucked. You don't know you're fucked. But I was talking about, I can't cook my own food because I'm not a chef. And he come at me. He was like, oh, well, things are definitely more, serious than cooking food or what we're talking about. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Well, the specialization of our society has really advanced over years.
I think I was talking about, COVID and shit like that. So it threw a hair up their ass.
We've become more and more specialized as a society,
Yeah, but that's not an excuse to be like,
no.
How dare you try to cook me food?
No, I'm not saying it is, but I could see where the mentality has come from. There was a time where people in this country just went to high school and that was it, and they went on and continued to write books or whatever.
Right. You just did your life. You're living, and you're just like, I'm gonna be this, and that's what I'm doing.
Right. But now people go to school for very specific things, and they get very specific degrees, and they're highly specialized in one area. And the whole society's gotten that way over the last, longer than I've been alive, 70 years or so, since World War II, at least, I would say.
Well, to the point, though, that we're talking, what do you think is, I think it was on our first episode, we were like, well, can I read a newspaper? Because I'm not a researcher, professional researcher.
No, you can do all those things. I'm not saying that we take,
So I don't give a shit about specialization. That's what
I'm just saying I can see where it comes from, where the mentality in our society.
The mentality is coming from, I'm more intelligent than you, so shut up.
Yeah, that's the motive, I would say. But in our society, I'm saying that the specialization of our society has grown. Like it's become.
It's sad to me. It's very sad because I know a lot of people that are in a special field, and I'm friggin', I could probably do it better than them.
Sure.
Just because I'm a nerd, and they don't really give a shit about what they're doing.
No, there's a lot of people don't. They get into something for the money or whatever. It's because they think they're supposed to be that. People do things for all kinds of strange reasons. Yeah, and in some ways, it's really hindered our society.
Well, it really has, because it's also the I'm forgetting the term now, but basically you're it's blocked off a lot of people from advancing because there's a gatekeeper.
Yeah, there's a gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, just because a dude or woman doesn't believe in your traditional ways of doing things doesn't mean that they're not going to be better at it than you, or they can't provide useful services.
Sure. I see like,
or even commentary. Like I said, like it
Sure.
just started from, to me, I saw this bubbling up for months on the internet, and to me, it's the hive mind telling people just shut up because you're not a professional.
right. I mean, I'm not arguing that point at all. I'm just saying I could see where it evolved from. And part of that is the justice system, where suing civil suits have gone up, crazy amounts. When I was young, people didn't sue as much. It wasn't even like really thought about. Like,
Yeah,
you definitely didn't sue like your neighbors or your friends or anything like that.
right.
That was outright. But today, people sue over the littlest thing, and a lot of people are afraid to try to help or change things, strictly because they're afraid to get sued, or they're afraid for legal repercussions. I can't remember who I just saw filling in potholes. They
With
got,
a 3D printer.
no, they really were filling them in. It was some celebrity was filling them in, and they got in trouble.
That was, who the fuck was
Was
that?
it James Wood?
I can't.
Somebody just had enough and said, "I'm filling in the potholes."
And they were getting flack for it.
Yeah, they got in trouble.
Stupid.
They went on. They took it upon themselves to fill in the city's potholes.
And that's where we're fucked. That's where we're fucked. I mean,
Well, he's not a pothole and filling.
he's not a professional pothole filler.
Right.
How dare he?
How dare he?
That'd be like, you can't take out food to the homeless because you're not a, you don't, that's
Yeah.
not your job.
You're not a professional social worker.
Yeah.
Uh,
We got to watch out.
yeah, they got to do something about the homeless situation.
We got to watch out.
They've been using the housing first solution for, I don't know.
What about,
20
did you know
years.
like China has bought a shit ton of housing, and they've gotten, and it's not just China. There's also other firms doing this, but they're getting a fuck ton of money from the government to do this renovations on these older buildings to house the needy, but they're making them into like multi-million-dollar beautiful condos, and then they're giving the spaces to homeless people. So it's like the one, I forget, it was in Seattle, I believe it was like, or Portland, or some, maybe, or where, I'm forgetting the place it
Could be
was.
San Francisco or LA,
Maybe
but-
San Francisco. Yeah, it was like right in the middle of like the poshest place in town. They're gonna move a bunch of homeless people into these beautiful apartments where it's like the rent would normally be like, fucking, I don't know, $6,000-$7,000 a month, and it's like, well, that's really nice of them.
Yeah, it is.
It's really, really nice. But these people are all just going to ruin the building, most likely. Not
Mhm.
all of them. Some of them might get up on their feet and do something good. But, I mean, I just see it as like a way to disrupt society again. Like we're bringing in to the area where these people are supposed to be, in their safe bubble.
Right.
We're going to bring in trouble via their money.
Right. Now, it normally wouldn't be trouble, but it was just like the Housing First program. You put people into homes, and then that's it.
There's no follow-up.
There's no follow-up. Now, homelessness isn't normally just caused by people like falling on hard times. That does
That's
happen.
not the solution. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't
Right.
just give them a place to live and be
Then-
like, "Oh, you're gonna get better now." It's like,
Right.
no, you got to have a fucking whole
I mean,
a system behind there to get them up on
Sure.
their feet.
most homelessness is caused by addiction or mental illness, right? Or a combination of both. And you got to address both those factors. Otherwise, you're just
Yeah, the qualification for getting one
getting
of
them
those
out of your
places
sight.
shouldn't be like, "Oh, how fucked up are you?" All right, well, come on in.
Right.
I don't know what the qualifications are, but
But there
I-
should be something to ensure that they're not just or to guide them into a lifestyle where they can sustain themselves inside of a home, off the government, off of
Right.
grants and
Not
funding.
just like it's okay. Here's your new eternal dorm room.
Right, because the way we're doing it now, it's just like, all right, well, we don't see them, so good. They're just, it's not working, obviously, because they're still on the street. But this has been a policy in a lot of cities for a while now.
Yeah. Well,
in San Diego, they're doing something a little different. They're ensuring that you have to take the room. You can't, just if you get caught for homelessness in San Diego or loitering or whatever, I'm not sure exactly what the term would be. You have to take the room. Like they can order you to take the room.
wow.
Yeah. And then they have a follow up with, I guess, social workers. And it seems to be promising so far.
The money that goes into this is the real issue. Like if we're talking about how much money they gave those companies, and like I said, some of them Chinese owned, to buy these fucking buildings, to make these super expensive places for homeless people to live. If they had taken the money and done something more, like you could say, practical, they probably could have taken care of all the homeless people once, But it's like we're just feeding that tax dollars to our friends.
Right. And now they got a story. They're in the media. It gets them attention.
They could probably build out on the outside of town. They could have built a whole fucking town,
right?
For the for getting people back on their feet and getting jobs, growing crops and doing all kinds of stuff and all kinds of good. But that's not how the system works.
Speaking of growing crops, I'm thinking about starting a garden.
I think it's time. I was just telling Jack that today. We were doing some errands, and I'm like, dude, I feel it. Like I got to start a garden, but I'm just being too fucking lazy.
I'm ready. I'm ready to garden it up.
Yeah, we're gonna need food.
I'm thinking
Biden
cucumbers.
says it's coming.
Cucumbers, right? Radishes, carrots. I can grow. I don't know if I can grow broccoli or not. I like broccoli though.
Broccoli's great.
Pumpkins. I can grow some pumpkins. I can grow some eggplant, tomatoes, other squash. I'm excited.
I need to do that myself. Back to this, because we didn't really finish this. Because she's not a biologist, she doesn't know what the definition of a woman is. Do you know what the definition of a woman is?
I know it.
What is it?
To me, a woman is a female, adult,
human.
Someone who's grown, a female who's grown from birth to an adult.
I'm pretty sure they got to be human too.
Yeah, they're human. Well, yeah, woman. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's man in there. Yeah, human. They're human, female adults.
So throughout time, since people been alive, our civilization's been cooking along here. I think most of the world knows that an adult female human is a woman, but for some reason Twitter doesn't know that.
I don't know why they don't know that. They're gonna start trying to change all that stuff. Start redirecting it.
And that's classic subversion of culture right there. It's like change the meaning of the words, like we've talked about before.
Wool Manhattan. Is that gonna happen? We're gonna see Wool Manhattan.
Maybe we might. So we just had to put that.
I mean that's there. A lot of this has to do with the transgender thing that's going on.
In her defense, though, like you were talking about the legal system, it is wise not to put yourself into a definitive corner.
Sure.
So if she had done something definitive, then you'd have a whole nother. Yeah, you'd have a whole nother bullshit people attacking her from a different angle.
Right. She got attacked by the gender studies professors, which I think CNN did an interview. I think it was CNN. And I noticed they only asked gender studies people. I don't know why they didn't ask other people about that question. They asked a very specific, specialized part of the population the question. So I realized they didn't interview anybody else. I thought that was interesting.
Massive amounts of people getting banned ahead of midterms is still happening. That all kinds of people just got wiped out this week.
WAPO said that Jackson is being treated worse than Kavanaugh.
Yeah. Washington Post.
They were worried that his place was going to get burnt down in the middle of the hearings. Actually, they lost control of the senator's dormitory, if you remember, in Grassley's. Senator Grassley's dormitory got ransacked and things stolen. They overran the senator's dormitory.
Wow.
They took control of a federal building.
What does that sound like?
That sounds like treason to what they say. They try to shut down the government.
But yeah, what is that?
proceeding.
You know, they're saying they got the audacity to be like, she's been treated worse than Kavanaugh. And it's like, this is just tit for tat, you know?
There's a lot of tit for tat. And the thing is, there's a lot of people running around that think that, Kavanaugh is a gang rapist or something.
Yeah, because of that kook, Blasey Ford.
Right.
She was, if you couldn't tell, she was a kook.
stooge. I didn't know what to think about it. The thing that got me about that whole thing.
The best picture out there was Biden behind her sniffing her hair.
The thing that got me about that whole thing is people were acting like they were there.
When it happened.
Yeah.
They're like, I was in the room. I got raped by him too.
I'm like, what the fuck? How do you people know? Nobody was there. Like, holy shit. I'm not saying that we should discredit her completely but I'm not going to take her word for it either. Like, yeah, people were ready to die in that hill.
To me, there was so much off shit about her. Like, she was supposed to travel and then she didn't. I can't remember the exact specifics, but I was just like, this is so shady. It's like she's just, it's normal, like, weirdo Democratic stuff that I've seen in the past X amount of years. Where I'm just like, this isn't normal. This
Right.
isn't how you behave if you're just like a good person.
No, that's it. That's what I was getting at. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of sketchy stuff with her story. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know. I do know what happened to
But they also got like what? They had like 2 or 3 other. This was the whole time of that fucking moron that's doing jail now. Fucking the creepy porn lawyer, as Tucker called him affectionately, Avenatti. Avenatti's dragging these people out, being like, "Here's another one, and here's another one," and it was all fucking baseless lies.
Right. Well, they didn't have any proof, that's for sure. One thing that was also sketchy about Kavanaugh, and I had a
when you got Michael Avenatti, fucking, like, that was just people were. That dumbass Brian Stelter's like, he might be a candidate for president.
Idiot. Jesus Christ. I can't talk about
I was like,
Brian
if you couldn't
Stelter.
smell scumbag on that guy, there's something wrong with you.
One thing that caught me was like, she didn't have a date or whatever, and she had some vague dates, and then he pulls out a calendar that he uses as a diary. I'm like, what? You keep your calendar as a diary? This is either bullshit or you're either the guy I want for the job because you know where you've been every day since.
That's what I mean. When I saw that, I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool, because like I've done that a little bit throughout my life too, where you just write down what you do every day, and you do it. It comes and goes in phases.
Sure.
But it's good practice, and it's like you can go back and see stuff and remember things that you're like, holy shit, I totally forgot I did that, But that's a kind of like record keeping that the person's if he was being honest about it.
Right. If that's what I meant. If he was honest, then I was like, whoa, this is the guy I want.
Yeah.
He's got records.
Yeah, he's friggin'.
He's been keeping records. It was either total bullshit or like you got the job.
Right. So
here's something I saw this week is that there's like a dozen people in the world with perfect memory, and one of them happens to be the actress that was on Taxi, and Mary Lou Henner. She
perfect memory.
She has a perfect memory, Mary Lou Henner. So you can say to her, "Hey, Mary Lou, what did you do on September 27th, 1985?" And she'll say like, "Oh, that was a Sunday," and blah blah blah. And it's like,
And all she's doing is acting.
well, she does other stuff now, but when she was young, she was an actress.
If I had perfect memory, dude, I'd be reading every goddamn book I could find.
I'm sure she did, but she also has a family and other stuff to do. But there's only like a dozen.
Probably be nuts then too.
She might be, but there's only a dozen people in the world that have that memory skill.
God bless them. That's impressive. I think I'm going to have to run to the bathroom, man. I had too much coffee. So you're going to have to entertain the folks. You got something to talk about for a minute or two?
Yeah.
What are you going to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want me to talk about?
I don't care what you talk about. Just
You want me to, I could just make stuff up.
I think that would be best. Like make up no, I don't know. Talk about whatever you want. I'll be right back.
We're going to talk about Keynesian economics.
Get your acoustic guitar.
No, we're not going to talk about Keynesian economics. Yeah, I was impressed that she has a perfect memory. They were interviewing these people, and they can recall what they did that day. They say it like unfolds in front of them, and they can see what day it was. They can remember what dates specific news things happened in the public domain, and they'll just blurt out that date. I wish I had those kind of memory skills. I'm sure it would get annoying. I'd probably become really annoyed of other people because it seems like now people can't remember anything for like a couple months or a year or something. So that would be frustrating to never forget anything, I think, in a certain aspect. I've never just riffed on here before. This is my first time. We'll see how we're doing. I guess I should see if there's anybody even watching. What else can I talk about? The weather's been pretty crazy this week. A lot of warm days and rain, spontaneous rains. Let's see. What else about the weather? I hope it warms up soon. I'm kind of tired of the cold. It's cold like 7 months of the year up here.
The hell are you talking about?
Rain, the weather. I was making small talk.
You didn't scare them, did you?
I might have scared some people off.
Did you scare them?
I might have scared them off.
So,
slow day here.
Yeah, next week I'm gonna maybe it'll be next week or the week after, but I'm gonna have a little mini movie I made.
Nice.
Yeah, it's I shot it in Philly like 2-3 years ago, maybe more. I don't know.
Starring Dustin Hoffman?
No.
All right, just throw that out there.
Starring Jasper's dog Hayla. But
Premiere performance.
it's almost done. It's almost done. I've been working on it for a while. I did the Foley with Jasper. I wanted to do it like old school, so it's black and white. We got rid of all the got rid of all the sound and then Foleyed everything. So it was a lot of fun.
Axel Foley.
Great man. What a great man.
What a great man.
Remember we listened at his Guns N' Roses album that didn't have Slash and Duff on it while we were playing
You're talking about Chinese democracy?
Yeah. Well at my place, and we were playing a shit ton of World War II
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
That was
I'm ready to die.
Good times. So anyways, that might be next week or the week after, and maybe we'll have Jasper on when we do that because he helped out.
I thought Chinese democracy was okay.
I really like that album.
Yeah, it was all right.
The production is killer. I should listen to that in headphones, tell you the truth, because he really, Axel, I mean, it was like they said that he took, I don't know how many years to finish that. And I think it was because he really was tweaking the fuck out on a lot of details.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, yeah, you can't, if you're just you just listen to stuff and you're like, oh, okay, it's kind of cool. But if you're into producing, you should check it out because it was fucking overdone.
Buckethead's on that. Buckethead on that album?
Yeah, the guy with the chicken.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I don't follow shit anymore.
I follow a few people.
I don't follow shit. Okay, so what about G4 TV? Have you heard anything about that?
No, I don't even know what that is.
You remember G4 TV back in the day? Olivia Munn. We used to watch at Jack's quite a bit because he had satellite or some shit.
All right.
It was just a nerd TV show.
Okay.
And it was like the heyday of like when satellite and channels started breaking out and all these little channels were
Did they
coming
talk
up.
about video games?
Yeah, video games, movies, pop culture
Yeah,
in
I
general.
remember. Yeah.
So anyways, I guess about a year ago, some investors got together and were like, let's bring it back, because they'd shut it down some time ago because it was a TV satellite channel.
Right.
And then I think it got taken over by something else. But some investors got together and like, let's make it a web show.
Okay.
And they brought the branding back, and they made it brought some of all the old characters back, and or the old guests or hosts, and they, I guess, went woke, and now they're going broke.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's happening to a lot of companies. They're just alienating their fans.
That's because the society has become polarized.
Same with Star Trek. Did you hear Stacey Abrams was the world president on one of the last episodes?
She's not even governor of Georgia.
She ain't shit.
She's not even-
She come out on Star Trek as the president of the world.
She couldn't even make her appointment of the real president.
Yeah, well, I guess she's a fan probably, but the whole point being like I can barely watch Star Trek anymore because it's just
No, I'm not gonna. Come on.
I love the old stuff, but I guess
Sure.
it's too toxic now.
Well, now they have to go political.
Well, they're losing all of their friggin' fan base. It's like the Paramount TV is like probably going to go out of business because of all the money they're dumping into Star Trek, and they cannot recoup any of it. And they're too stupid to get rid of the showrunner.
I don't really like Stacey Abrams. I don't particularly care for her. I don't
don't
know.
care for
I don't
her
know what
either.
she's done or accomplished. I know she was in the Georgia Congress for a long time, but I don't really know her shtick. I sometimes have a hard time. I don't know whether she doesn't know whether I know things or not, but I can't really listen to her very long because it's just like I feel like I have to inform her about things.
Well, that goes to back like what we're talking weeks ago with dark money and who's funding these people. It's like
Who the
who
hell's-
gives a shit about this person?
Why is she around still? Yeah, I don't get it.
Where's she getting money from?
Where is her money coming from? How is she relevant?
Yeah.
It's like why do I hear from Chelsea Clinton?
What's the mutt down there, Beto O'Rourke? Why?
Oh,
what
why
the?
are we still hearing about him? Yeah. I don't know. Does he have any official position, Beto O'Rourke?
I guess he just flip flopped on his guns thing because he's trying to run again for something, maybe governor or
He's
something
in
down there.
Texas.
Yeah, and like 6 months ago, he's like, I'm going to take all the assault rifles because he likes to mimic
Yeah,
Obama. I'm going to take all the assault rifles.
Right.
But then now he's flip flop because he realized he ain't got a chance in hell if he runs on that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't run in Texas and be against guns.
No. Beto O'Rourke, fucking Stacey Abrams. Who are all these people? President of the world.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
All right, now here's a good one. You want to bring that one up?
Tom Brady unretires.
Yeah.
Being a dad is hard.
Who the hell wants to stay home with all them
Right.
kids?
Well, I already went back because the rising price in gas.
Oh, yeah.
That's
How the
Irish.
kids going to get around?
How are they gonna get
How are they
around?
going to put fucking fuel in the tank? But for real, though, it's like, I bet you he sat home for about, it was like 6 weeks. I don't know how long
Not
it
even
was.
very long.
4 weeks? A month?
Yeah.
He sat home for a month and was like, yo, fuck this shit.
I'd rather get hit by really big dudes.
I love my kids, but I can't sleep.
There's people trying to kill me out there.
I can't get no sleep, man. Yeah,
Oh, Jesse Smollett.
that's my rumor I want to start.
Well,
That's not real news. I just made that one up. What do you
Okay.
think? Jesse Smollett is going to get an Oscar for his hate crime dramatization in real life.
I think
It's performance art.
right. I heard he was having a nervous breakdown because his attacker got released.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's really freaked out by it.
Yeah. The guy that beat up Jesse's on the loose.
On the loose again.
His attacker has been freed from jail.
On the loose.
Oh, fucking poor guy. Now, did you hear about this Alex Stein guy? He just blew up this week because he's the guy, I think you did talk about him weeks ago, the guy that was rapping in front of his.
Oh, yeah. He goes to city council meetings.
Oh, my God. He went I was online earlier this week. He was like at 25,000 subs. He's probably more now, but when I looked yesterday, he was at 80.
So this guy goes to city council meetings, and he pretends to be like a normal person, and then he breaks out into some like avant-garde political statement. And
You want to talk about performance art?
Yeah.
Now we're getting into.
So he went.
art.
I can't remember where it was. I think it might have been L.A. or San Francisco, and he was talking about they were all talking about their support for Ukraine and how they have to support Ukraine, and he went there, and he had a register form for them to go.
He's telling them to go join the war.
Come on, join. You don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
Fucking, that is awesome.
And then another thing he does like these musical performances, where he starts rapping about all this different stuff.
That guy is cooked. So anyways, it's Alex Stein, and dude, he blew up. He's almost got to 100K subscribers when he was at 20 earlier this week.
I believe it.
That's badass.
I believe it.
You're badass, Alex Stein.
He's funny. That's why. I mean,
It is funny because it's showing our society people can't go this way. Can't because you're normalizing mental illness.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
You are normalizing mental illness if you cannot define what a woman is. If you can't say, certain things because you're going to get banned here or there, that's called freedom of speech. We can't have this. Our society's going to fall apart.
He's pretty funny, though, Alex guy.
So we got some other little stuff here. Check out the other sheet. This is something that I think that was really important. There was an explosion in Saudi Arabia at a friggin' Aramco oil facility.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just yesterday.
Aramco?
Aramco?
I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
I haven't really looked into the story yet. I just saw it this afternoon, but I'm like, if that's crazy, if like they're blowing up Saudi Arabia's oil shit. Somebody is.
Yemen?
I don't know who, but that ain't gonna help things with gas
No,
prices.
it's not going to help things with gas prices. That's for sure. Huh. Now we're supposed to protect Saudi Arabia. We have a contract.
Yeah.
We've been paid to protect Saudi Arabia, and I wonder if they're going to blame us for this.
Who knows?
If we have any responsibility. I'm seeing the next story here. China has canceled Keanu Reeves for comments about Tibet.
Yeah.
Free to bet. We're still doing that?
He's done.
What do you mean? Keanu's my hero now. He's even bigger than my hero now.
Why is that? He's in the Matrix again?
Well, no, but I mean, he was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
He's your hero.
And he was in, Bram Stoker's Dracula, even though he didn't do that great of a job.
That was a great movie.
It was a good movie.
I love that movie.
But Keanu, so he was out in front of the Me Too thing. He stopped touching people in pictures, won't lay a hand on them. Yeah, he takes public transportation. He's been paying for people's colleges without them knowing.
All around piece of shit.
No, he's a good guy.
I'm just joking. That's what China thinks, though.
Oh,
China
fuck
thinks
China.
he said something about Tibet, so they've no more movies he's starring in. Any movie that he has like a voiceover in, they're taking his name out of the credits.
Mm-hmm.
He got Winnie the Pooh.
He got Stalin, totally removed from the
Winnie
picture.
the Pooh's gone too. You heard about that like 2 years ago.
They took away Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, because people were making references to
Z looking like
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, he does.
So Keanu got fucking kicked out of the old 100-acre woods.
It's good for him, man. I don't watch John Cena for that very reason because he wouldn't apologize. Frick that guy.
Yeah, that he has that whole new movie or show out called Peacemaker, and I was like, I might have watched it before. I'm not watching it now.
No.
Fuck you, dude.
I'm not watching it. I love Keanu. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was already banned in China because time travel is banned in China for some reason.
What?
Yeah, you can't talk about time travel. No movies about time travel, no books about time travel.
I got to look into this. This sounds weird.
I heard this a long time ago, but yeah.
So any of our Chinese fans, you can let us know if that's true or not.
If you're curious about China, I recommend China Uncensored. It's a channel on YouTube where they just cover Chinese news. I watch it pretty regularly.
Okay.
It's based out in New York, but they used to travel there before.
Did they have anything
Before
about
COVID?
this? I saw this. I don't know if it's real or not, but I did see some video. It looked like there was people coming out of the lockdown fighting back, and
Yeah.
they're talking about like there's no. They're policing themselves.
That's
This-
totalitarianism. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're. I don't know. Something's breaking in their minds where they're
Well,
like, we can't take care of ourselves. You're
there's-
killing us.
There's a new cultural revolution going on in China, where they've announced that they're banning a lot of things that were in their society, our society as well, and they're now redirecting their narrative, I guess you could say. So, for example, one of the things I know that got recently banned in China was celebrities who promote feminism and male celebrities who look feminist. I don't even know how they banned them, but they're banned. Yeah, they're trying to de-promote that stuff.
So is that toxic
Or
femininity?
demote.
Is that toxic femininity?
No, they're trying to suppress feminism.
That's what I'm saying. Toxic femininity.
I don't know if that's femininity.
Well, they're trying to promote masculinism.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're trying to promote masculinism again. And I know that like in I've seen some of their commercials that their state has put out, and they show part of our commercials in their commercials, which is bad, as like a way that they don't want to be.
Oh, so they're using us as examples. Like, look at these idiots.
Yeah,
Don't
some
do
of,
like.
some of their commercials, like they're using our recruiting commercials in their recruiting commercials.
They're using our brainwashing commercials in their brainwashing commercials.
Basically, they're saying this is America. This is what they're doing. Don't be like them.
the great Satan.
Be like this. But yeah, they're going through another.
How many countries call us the great Satan, you think?
The Great Satan?
Doesn't like a good handful do.
Well, they don't believe in Satan in China, so they wouldn't. But
Okay.
Iran, I would say probably does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about a lot of the other stands. You know,
The stands.
well, yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of like U.S. interest in like Kyrgyzstan, and there's some in Kazakhstan, which isn't surprising. If you look at the architecture in Kazakhstan, it's like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it's some new world order stuff going on. It definitely looks futuristic to a certain extent, but there's a lot of like symbols in the ground, in the layouts or whatever. You know how people talk about like DC has these certain symbols in the layout of the streets.
Yeah, which is for real. You can just look
you can
at
see
it.
it. Yeah. But it's similar in Kazakhstan.
Really?
Well, yeah. There's a lot of people who say that they
I
want
gotta check into that.
Kazakhstan to be like the model for the new world order or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or where it's first.
Yeah, I was hearing that recently, and we talked about it a few weeks ago as well. I think when we talked about that, the article you'd brought up that was authored, 100 years ago or something.
Oh, you're talking about Albert Pike, right?
Mm-hmm. Something, and we read it most of
Yeah,
it.
he was a congressman who sent a letter to the Italian ambassador and had an outline for 3 world wars.
Mm-hmm. So that like you said, it's could be part of the plan. That's and coincidentally, it's like all these UFC fighters that are like really popular now are all from that area.
Oh, from Central Asia,
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, yeah.
Specifically.
Oh, wow, huh? I mean, Kazakhstan's one of the Soviet states that really advanced over the last 30 years financially.
Mm-hmm.
So I could
It's definitely
see that.
becoming like a household name in the UFC. So it's like it's being like dropped in people's headpieces.
people's minds, right?
Yeah. Kazakhstan.
It's the greatest country in the world.
That's good to know.
All other countries are run by little girls.
Who says that?
Kazakhstan, I guess it's their national anthem.
Nice.
It's the #1 producer in potassium. No, that was a...
Bananas?
what was that guy's name?
The guy with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head?
Yeah, Borat.
Borat.
That was in Borat.
I used to think that guy was funny.
He had a moment. Ali G.
It's like most people. I don't know. It's like can't even watch it late night anymore. Like
No.
nobody's funny anymore.
No, we can't watch late night.
It's like they're all saying the same thing. It's not funny. The writers suck.
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched late night. I haven't watched TV since the 90s.
I miss Conan
But-
O'Brien.
I did watch something this week
He
on
was
Netflix.
funny. Norm Macdonald.
He
What a
was funny.
loss.
Yeah.
What a loss.
What a loss. I watched Inventing Anna on Netflix this week.
The fuck is that?
It's about this Russian-born German girl,
Okay.
and she came to New York, and she amassed a lot of wealth in one form or another, mostly in debt. But she found her way into this social circles of New York City's elite, and she stole from them basically. But she bought some, she wasn't totally greedy. She did buy people things, and but
what was the point of it? Was it documentary or like was it a drama?
it's a series. It's a dramatization about this girl who comes here and she like scams her way into. She's a con man,
Dude,
basically.
more and more, I think Netflix is just another paid for thought fucking,
Sure.
like it's totally, to me, Twitter, Facebook, maybe not YouTube so much, but it's turning that way. But all these ones, mainly Facebook, Twitter, and now I'm seeing it as like Netflix. These things have been turned into thought, like amplifiers for whatever they want the future to be.
Sure. Propaganda.
Yes, propaganda.
Obama's own part of Netflix. They're invested in Netflix.
I just think the stuff I can't. The reason I say that is because I've watched a lot of documentaries over the years on Netflix, and it seems like they're always stuffing in other stuff that have nothing to do with the subject matter. They're bringing in all the political stuff.
Sure.
Through it doesn't matter what you're watching, what subject you're
Sure.
watching. They're bringing it in. They're bringing
Bring
it
it in.
in.
I didn't see too much of that in Nits. It was just a story about a con artist.
I think what you're talking about here, but the story behind that is that they want young women to be friggin' degenerates.
Maybe.
The whole.
I mean, it's more of a dramatization of something that happened, but there could be that motive in there why
Yeah.
they're promoting it. Nonetheless, it was an interesting story. I didn't watch all of it, but
Well, to me, that's like with the Cardi B thing, where it's like everybody.
I thought that was a diet for the longest time.
Cardi B diet.
Sounded like a diet.
But everybody, they glorify her, and she's a moron, and the way she came up was the exact same way. What you're talking about, she took advantage of men, she drugged them, then robbed them, she did just like despicable things, and it's like, but now she's on top and she's doing it, and it's like, I mean, is that really virtuous to be like, yeah, well, she clawed her way out by being a scumbag? No, I don't think that's too virtuous. I think it's that just makes you a scumbag that's rich.
Sure. I mean, she could, her life isn't over yet. She could change things around and do more good than she's done bad. But yeah, that's a scummy way to go about it. I really don't know anything about her.
I can't, I'm speaking probably out of a lot of ignorance myself. So
like I said, I thought she was a diet for a good year at first, and before I found out she was a performer.
But she made that song, WAPO. Was that what is it? Wet ass, or just WAP, WAP.
Oh, well-armed peasants.
Well-armed peasants. Yeah, it's a fucking good song.
Well-Armed Peasants?
Yeah.
Yes, Well-Armed Peasants is a good song. I love that song. I guess that was...
Let them drive Teslas.
No, the song that you were referring to was very vulgar.
Yeah, #1 on the charts.
Was it really?
Yeah.
My God.
You got a whole generation of young kids listening to it. Their parents are like sitting there in the car listening to it, singing along, and you're just like, that's the future.
That's the future, yeah. Yeah, we used to say stuff about our generation, like what is the old folks gonna be like? Are people gonna be fighting over the radio to listen to like 9 Inch Nails like at 80? Are we gonna be listening to Slayer at 80 years old at the old folks home?
I mean, I might listen. I still listen to a good healthy diet of fucking White Zombie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I saw that first album came out 30 years ago this week. I saw that.
I saw that too, and there was also a couple of web shows where they did a reunion.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
They were playing them on something. I can't remember what it was like.
I mean, their first like commercial released, La Sexorcisto, Devil Music Volume 1 is still like one of my favorite records of all time.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't get that info.
It's just like heavy psychedelic rock.
Yeah, it is.
Not even super psychedelic, but there's something more about it where I think they came at it with this like, it's like you can dance to that fucking album where you're like, holy shit, this is fun music. It's not just headbanging bullshit.
Right. Speaking of I still listen to Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, once in a while I'll give them a run just to hear Rocky George rip them fucking sick ass leads.
I love that band. They're great.
Lights, Camera, Action I had in heavy rotation when I was in high school. Even though that wasn't some of their best stuff, it was some of their best playing. It wasn't the stuff they're known for. Not like I Saw Your Mommy and shit like that.
Right. Ultimate band. If you could put together the ultimate band, who would you?
Oh man, the ultimate band, like members,
We
you
can
got to
come
pick.
back. Yeah, you got to pick the members. You could think about it all week if you want. We can come back next week.
I'll make a fucking note of that. That'd be a seriously fun little project to think about.
It's a little project. You get to put together your own superstar band. Oh, he's getting a pen right now. He's getting right now.
I'm not trying to fucking fuck around, man.
I saw some woman online saying she was really worried about the United States getting invaded.
By who?
That's what I just thought it was so absurd. I'm like, nobody has those. The only people that have those capabilities to like go wage war 12,000 miles across the world. The Russians and the Chinese are supposed to have those capabilities as being part of the permanent member of the UN Security Council, but I'm not sure if they do. And other countries that we know that do are all our allies. I'm not worried about invasion from Australia or the UK or France.
Australia's fucked. They're not doing shit anymore. They've been New World NWO'd.
Not yet. They're still fighting.
They're damn close.
I'd say they're better off than a lot of countries. At least they still have a voice. Yeah.
I mean their news. I see some shit on their news that comes through my feed, and I'm like, wow, they are hard on Biden.
Yeah, they are.
They're like legit.
Right.
Like the guy's a dumbass. They got to take him out. He's fucking a moron.
Well, they're worried. Australia's worried about getting invaded by China.
Yeah, that's why they probably want him gone. They're like, this guy's a fucking mutt.
Right.
How can the Americans not see it?
Right. I've been watching Jamaican news. It's kind of like local news because it's such a small country.
It's all local.
Yeah, it's all local. Yeah, all of it. They were worried about COVID down there. They have a new strain of COVID happening. That was the big story. They didn't really mention Ukraine at all. I was kind of surprised.
Did you see the conspiracy theory for the new strain of COVID?
Mm-mm.
It's hilarious because it's called BA2. That's the name of the
Bat.
Ba, like you're a sheep.
Ba. I gotcha.
Ba. And I'm like, that's funny. That is funny. That makes sense. It's like
Kinda
you're
makes
just
sense.
a dumb sheep.
Is that what's going on in Jamaica? Is that what they're calling it?
BA2 is supposedly the new strain they're
Right.
trying to get everybody scared of.
That's what they're freaking out in Jamaica over. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at that. I didn't hear any mention about Ukrainian news. Um,
You saw the commercial in Germany where they had a bunch of sheep form a needle, right?
yes, I saw that.
How much fucking more, you know,
I know that
can
some
they
royals,
spit in your face?
some royals visited Jamaica this week, and the Jamaicans protested, and the royals were escorted quickly to their out of the public view.
Why? Because they're like, let's fuck the rich.
Well, the Jamaicans don't like their English royalty because they were butthurt about colonization, I guess. Still,
Right.
but
How about John Cleese getting a little bit of heat?
South by Southwest, yeah, he was funny.
He said he wants reparations for the English because the Romans.
The Romans, the Normans.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but I for one am taking that shit serious because I'm like, let's get real now. Let's start talking about history. And people don't wanna. They don't wanna.
Well,
Like even I got the Native American heritage. I got cousins that are still. They're like, oh my God, our land got stolen. It's like, well, you know how many native tribes stole land from other tribes?
Sure.
It's like, how far back are we going?
Sure.
How much are the do we have to like give reparations to the Micmacs because we beat the shit out of them?
Right.
Or this other tribe's got to give reparations to the other tribe.
Right. It gets ridiculous.
History is about people beating the shit out of each other. Deal with it.
Right. It is. That's actually what it is. That's really what most of it is. It's mostly people being mean to the other people.
Yeah.
Not always, but most of it is.
Can we have a better future? Yes, but it's
the history of violence.
But it's not. It's not going to get fixed by fucking complaining about it now and trying to friggin'. That's not the way. The solution forward.
Well, that's like slavery, right? And there's a lot of misconceptions about slavery and who was slaves and whatever and yada yada yada. And a lot of people seem to want to believe that slavery was confined to a specific group of people, and they don't often include an opposing group of people. Mostly, you'll hear in the United States, at least, towards Africans, slavery.
Yeah, they're the only people that ever were enslaved. Is that
and
what you're saying? That's like the
well,
perspective?
some people see it that way, sure. And it blows my mind because the word slave derives from the word Slav, who the Arabs took so many Slavs as
it became the name for
it became the name for
the
slave.
thing that everyone's complaining about.
Right. The Slavs, like the Ukrainians, that would be the area where that happened. They took so many that Slav became synonymous with slave, right? Unpaid worker, servant, unpaid servant. It's just kind of So the more you look into history, everyone's been fucked over at one time or another. As you only have this moment you live in. I love history, but that's just because
That's why it's
story.
there, though. It's so we don't repeat the mistakes, and it seems like everybody just loves repeating mistakes because they're all cheering on war right now, and it's like I like Bill Burr, the comedian's take. He's like, how about this? How about we just get every military man and woman across the world just to quit? He's like,
quit?
Just stop serving. He's like, war machine. You old fucking rich people want to fight each other. Go fight each other, but leave us out of it.
Leave us out of it, right? Well, I forgot who said that. Might have been Smedley Butler. War is old men making decisions to kill young men, or something to the effect. War is old men's decisions killing young men. He also said war is a racket. You know Smedley Butler?
Smedley? No.
Smedley Butler was a U.S. general in the earliest 20th century. He was served during World War II. He was famous for taking back Sicily with Patton. He served underneath Patton. He also
He's got a great name, Smedley.
He wrote a book called War is a Racket, and his book was about a offer that he got from the banks to overthrow the U.S. government in the 30s. they want him to command men and overthrow the Capitol.
Wow.
Yeah, he refused.
And so it was after the Fed then.
Oh yeah, yep.
And that was probably because they wanted to end the Fed.
It was it was the Fed wanting to take control of the country.
Holy shit.
It was the privatized central bank wanted to take control of the country.
Well, that's what they're doing now.
Yes, it is what they're doing now.
That's what's happening now.
See, the thing is, like, people think like New World Order is going to be started by somebody else.
No.
You have to be on the winning side to start New World Order. You have to be in control. And the United States has been on a streak lately. We had the Vietnam thing. That was a downer. But then we won the Cold War, and that gave us control of the world uncontested. We had control of the world sea lanes, which is how you control trade. And so now it seems that the United States wants to put in a global system that's more U.S. friendly, but it seems to be falling apart.
Like I said a few weeks ago, it's the gentrification
of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they want to be able to turn off your bank account when you say bad things against them.
Yeah.
And they want to ban you from society if you have an original thought.
Yeah. Sure.
They want you, well, anyways.
Can't set a standard if there's original thoughts still happening.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. What we must forget. What must we forget? What are people forgetting this week about history that it's just staring them right in the friggin' face? They can't remember that last week things were different, or last year things were different.
Let me think.
What must we forget? What was something this week where you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I guess
there's a lot of things.
We got to forget what female means. Human. Female.
You're not allowed to remember what woman it is.
Yeah.
You got to be a biologist.
You got to be a biologist to define that word.
Define that word.
We got to forget that, people. Do your job and forget.
Or you got to be a gender studies professor. I'm not sure which one.
Did you see the viral thing of the girl that was totally triggered out in Texas by some dude gaslighting the shit out of her, but she was like saying she's trans, and he's like, there's no such thing as trans, and she fucking lost her shit, but it was just fucking crazy.
You know what I did see this week? There was a man who tried to rape a woman in a Walmart, like right in the middle of the aisle. And 3 other dudes came along and roughed him up
Hopefully
a bit.
busted his head.
Yeah,
over.
they roughed him up a little bit and took him down. I'm assuming they were dudes. You know, I don't know.
You're not a
I'm
biologist.
not a biologist. But yeah, I was like, what the hell is going on? And here's something else I saw this week.
Oh, then what about the crime stuff in New York City?
Fuck that. We're coming home. We're coming to our little grocery store.
Okay.
So I'm out getting groceries this week, and the cashier starts calling other people over, and I overhear, and I kind of know them, right? They know me at least. And some woman has been going into the grocery store, filling up her cart, and just walking out.
And they're not doing anything
And they're
about
not
it.
allowed to do anything about it. They're not allowed to stop them.
Have the cops paid the woman a visit?
I don't know whether they're allowed to call the police or not, but
This is a place in town?
right in town here. I saw all that.
So when are we going to fill up our grocery
That's what
carts?
I'm like, what the? I'm not doing that. But yeah.
No,
You
we're
thi-
all doing
you
that.
think
We're all-
about it.
This is how we protest. This is how we protest fucking the world going crazy.
This is how we get higher freaking grocery prices.
Dude, this is what's been going on. Did you see the fucking Michael Rappaport video of that?
Yes.
The same
At
thing.
the
He couldn't
Walgreens?
believe it. Yeah, he couldn't believe it. And it's like, this is
It's
what's
what you-
coming to a neighborhood near
You've
you.
been promoting
If
this,
you
Michael
like
Rappaport.
fucking far left insanity. You are normalizing mental illness.
Right. There's a woman I saw that did something similar. I know her. I care very much about her. She's my friend, and she's highly educated. You know, she's got a doctorate, and she was complaining about, and she's also I also know she's far left, and she was complaining about energy prices for gas and electricity, and I was like, you voted for that. You literally wanted to shut down the nuclear power plant.
You voted for this.
And now you're complaining. I'm like, all right, fine. Part of the problem I have with all this is nobody addresses like where we're really gonna get this stuff from. So like, I'm all for like renewable energy or even 0 point energy if they have it, but we don't have the information in front of us to make it efficient enough yet.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, it's
Now,
horrible.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't look into the patent office. Like, they could come up with some new patent laws. Maybe you can't withhold a patent that would advance society, because a lot of corporations do that. You know, the tire that never pops.
They wouldn't. No, corporations wouldn't do that. They wouldn't hold back tech from people.
Yeah, they do that.
No.
You know, if you wanted to say like, hey, you know, this is really holding back society, you can't just sit on it while you sell us an inferior product for profit. I'm okay with that. You know, opening up the patents, not saying that they have to produce it. You can't force someone to produce it, but they have to at least let other people do it. That's something to think about. But yeah, I saw the grocery store robbery happen.
I can't. And you. I mean, for real though, it's like
I was in the middle paying.
I really
She had
do
2
feel.
carts.
I really do feel like that's the solution. I don't know. See, this is a double-edged sword. It's like people are going to take advantage of society. I mean, we've had friends that we've known that live off the fat of the land.
Sure. Yeah,
And-
literally.
And that's honorable. You found your own way to take care of yourself. But when it comes to you're just going to let people not play by the rules, but if I do that, then I'm going to
There's
be
repercussions
there's
for you.
repercussions for me.
Right.
I am not down with that.
I'm not down with it either, Brandon. You know, I was paying for my groceries as I was walking out while this was happening. You know,
You heard it here first, folks.
but that happened to our little grocery store upstate. She walked out with two carts full. Yes.
You weren't there when she walked out.
Yes, I was. I was online when she walked out. I didn't see it. I just heard them talking about it.
What they say? Oh, there she goes again.
And they're like,
more
she just walked
groceries.
out, and they're like, you know, I said, what happened? And then they told me that she walked out without paying for the groceries. And there's this guy Leroy there. I don't know if you know him. He's like a local bum, kind of.
Okay.
And
Leroy ain't gonna take kindly to that kind
I
of
thought,
language.
well, fuck Leroy. Leroy doesn't have electricity.
Oh God.
So he's not a bad guy. I shouldn't talk too bad about him. But Leroy's there all the time. He's just hanging out there for. I thought he was work there or something. Apparently he does.
He just chills.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know who he is? He's Eddie Haynes' brother.
I didn't know that. No, but yeah. Okay. We're
Eddie-
talking legend status.
Yeah, Eddie Haynes used to live down in the pump house.
Mm-hmm.
So this is his brother, and I thought he worked there, but apparently didn't. And I'm like, didn't Leroy stop him? And they're like, Leroy doesn't work here. He just hangs out in the lobby all the time. But yeah, she walked out with two carts of groceries. You know, one kid said, I'm gonna go talk to her regardless. You know, I don't care if we're not allowed to stop. I'm at least gonna ask her. So he went out and asked her, and she drove off.
She got a car.
Oh yeah, she has a car.
What'd she look like?
I didn't see her, Brandon.
Mm,
She was out the door by the time I heard about it.
this smells like bullshit.
That's what happened at our grocery store.
Barn spreading lies on
I'm
the
not
internet.
spreading lies.
We're getting shut down. YouTube's gonna
No,
cancel us.
go to the grocery store and ask them if that happened. The woman from Palinville, particularly.
Jesus.
She was the one that was there.
Okay, we're wrapping up here, so going a little over. I don't think we'll go too far over, but who's towing the line this week? What's the biggest echo chamber?
The biggest echo chamber?
Who's towing the line the hardest? Doesn't even have to be an echo chamber. Just somebody just fucking dragging that narrative
That
down the middle of the
narrative down the
street,
middle.
like fucking look at it, everyone.
I'm gonna have to say Mrs. Jackson for the Supreme Court nomination.
And the people towing the line are fucking Washington Post,
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
"Oh,
Wapo.
she's being treated worse than
That's
Kavanaugh."
ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. I don't even know if that guy can still go out in public, can he? I haven't seen him out. I haven't heard any
That was
reports.
horrible. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I'm toxic. You're
I
toxic.
mean, that was in the middle of all the crazy stuff. They occupied a federal building and shut it down. They were trying to shut down the procedures. Similar to what happened in
Yeah, they were
January
like I remember they were like rapping on the doors.
Yeah,
and
they were
fucking-
in the procedures. They busted in.
It's crazy. The good guys. They're the good guys. So shut up.
Yeah, but they're being backed by banks. It's crazy as shit.
Well, remember to like and subscribe. I'm sure you're all subscribed.
Yeah,
Say-
I remember that.
We're gonna get a bigger audience here soon.
Oh,
It's fun.
I'm subscribed, I think.
It's fun that you guys come and watch live. That's why we're doing it live, because
Anybody-
once we get picked up here, I mean,
Anybody actually watching?
yeah, we got a couple heads.
Wow.
Thank you for spending the time with us and listening to us be a
Idiots.
friggin' sanctimonious motherfuckers.
Mm.
The sanctimonious
I feel
American men.
So you got a EM attack happen.
Oh, I was going to bring that in the end. Yeah. I feel like we're, a lot of talk on the TV about solar flares lately.
Yeah. Huh.
Perfect cover
Oh,
for power outages.
power outages. Wow. Yeah, it would be a perfect color, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then they could stop you from doing stuff.
Well, at least it wasn't a dark winter, like Biden had said. But
We're heading into a dark winter.
in that terminology, it's not like, that's code.
That's code, yeah.
It's friggin' code. If you
Code.
don't know, you don't know.
Right. Dark winter. Headed into a dark winter. Not bad, folks.
Folks. You're just folks. I like folks. I say folks a lot because it makes me
Sound
relatable.
Relatable, yes.
Just good folks out there.
So it should be a good week this week. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to try and get that movie done, and maybe we'll have a little premiere here
Cool.
next week. Maybe if you can get your ass moved out, we
Yeah,
can
it's gonna
actually get
happen.
to being some creative people and shoot
It's
some
gonna happen.
miniature stuff.
Yeah, I got to do laundry too. I'm going to do that. I've been putting that off too.
Jeez.
I have so much of it now. I'm like, I think I've worn everything I own now. I'm down to my favorite holy jeans.
The nitty gritty. What's
I
the
threw some Febreze on them and ironed them up. I was ready to go.
what was the stages? I forget what you had the increments of cleanliness.
Subtle stages of cleanliness.
You had it down to a science.
I did. You get like 3 wears out of them.
Yeah.
Febreze at the second time, but yeah, the third time you wear it to something informal.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice.
Yeah, I got to do some laundry this week. I got to get rid of clothes. I realized that in the move. I'm like, I can't wear all these fucking.
I saw some shit the other day up in my place. I was just like, why is that here?
Why is that?
do I
haven't
have
touched-
that
I haven't touched this thing
in like 10
in
years?
10 years. Yeah. I have a plug-in frying pan. I'm like, why do I have a plug-in frying? I've never used this. Why is this here? I did find a crank-up radio. I thought that was cool.
Gotta have that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you ever been downtown to the Montauk Tower house or radio tower? The place that,
In Long Island?
yeah.
No.
Hmm.
We should take a trip out there.
Yeah, I went down last year with some friends. Jack, I was just talking to Jack about it. He wants to go down. Maybe we should do a little radio tower exploration.
Yeah, I mean it's more than a radio tower. I mean, there's a whole base there.
Yeah, spooky stuff
They
supposedly.
filled it in.
Yeah, concrete, the whole underground fucking
Right.
tunnels and stuff.
What was that base called?
Camp
Hero?
Hero. Yep, Camp Hero.
Camp Hero.
I got some video footage of it from last year, but I want to go down and get some other stuff. Got some ideas. But it'd be cool to go down there and just get some footy.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll just stream live from down there.
Stream from.
Streaming.
Edge New York.
Yeah.
We could do all the edges.
MK Ultra.
We could do Montauk, and then we can go to like Plattsburgh.
What's in Plattsburgh? The aliens?
No, it's just there used to be a base there.
Pine Bush.
Pine Bush is around the corner.
I still, dude, if I don't get to the goddamn Pine Bush Alien Festival this year, I don't know what's going to happen. Because I've been trying to go for like 10 years or more, and I'm just fucking blowing it.
I did I appeared on the Travel Channel last year down there. I did a thing for the Travel Channel last year. And
Interview?
Yeah, it was in Pine Bush. I had to go there.
Talking about your sightings?
Yeah, they wanted to know about my sightings. Yeah.
Nice.
I never saw the episode that it was on, but
nice.
I guess it's gonna come out. Maybe it came out already. I don't know. I don't watch the Travel Channel. They never told me when it was.
I don't watch shit.
Yeah, I don't watch. Like I said, I watch Netflix.
I've been watching some TV actually since I'm watching The House for Ty, and it's bad. TV's bad for you.
Yes, it is.
It's bad for you.
Still bad.
I haven't had TV going over 10 years now, and I think that's part of the reason why I can see through the bullshit.
I mean, we
having that pumped into your mind, fucking
24/7. Dude, like I said, like I haven't had it since the 90s, and now I'm in a place that does. It's overwhelming how much television there is. I did find this channel I like called Me TV.
Right up your alley.
It's just all stuff from the 60s and 50s. Yeah.
It's all about you.
All 70s.
All about me.
Yeah. There's a lot of detective shows on there, and those old spy shows. You know, it's good. I like it.
The defective detective. Yeah.
It's like a detective has got like this one flaw constantly. You know.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Columbo and
yeah.
Barney Frank.
Yeah.
Was that one? Or was he just a cop?
Barney Miller?
Barney Miller?
Barney Miller was a
Barney
cop.
Frank was the touchy-feely fucking congressman.
Yeah. he was the congressman.
Straight up gay.
Yeah, straight guy. I think he was from Massachusetts.
Yeah. And it was a big thing back in the day. It was like, open. He's out. And he's flamboyant. And he's cool because he's Democrat.
Yeah, but I think he got canceled.
He got fucked. Yeah, he got caught doing some shady shit.
Yeah.
He got caught touching the people where the bathing suit covers.
Uh-oh.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. As always, leave anything you want to say to us in the comments, and we'll get back to you.
We get back to them?
I've been watching. Yeah.
Yeah. I walk out of here and forget about it for a week.
You want me to hook you up with the
no
stuff?
One
day you'll help out.
Okay, I'm not reading.
Other than just being talent, sit your ass down. One day you might do something.
I don't want to read the comments.
I'm not trying to read. Dude, it's not like we got a shit ton of followers.
Three people.
Yeah, how many?
Three more people I might have to answer this week.
You're the mayor, though.
Yeah, I know.
You could be the mayor. So, all right. Anything else?
Nah.
Wonderful.
That'd be it.
Wonderful.
See you next time.
See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's Mars Rats.
Wherever you go, there you are. And if things suck, well, do something to change it and make it better.
Change it.
Have a good week, people. Bye.
Bye.
Nice. That was on. I think that might have went through.